This is not the first time he said we need a playmaker.
Okay.
He said this a month ago. He said this 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Now, maybe the frustration of losing to the Pelicans without Anthony Davis brought it to a crescendo.
Maybe.
But he said this.
Okay, but even you jumped up and applauded the day that David Griffin went out and stole Kyle Korver for Mike Dunleavy from Atlanta.
Right.
And remember, Kyle Korver wasn't there on Christmas Day. I lost my case of due with no Kyle Korver. If Kyle had been there making 3 threes down the stretch, I'd say, well, boy, he beefed up that roster, didn't he? Way to go, David Griffin. You pulled off another rabbit out of your hat, right?
Yeah. Do you actually think LeBron was pinning his title hopes on Kyle Korver? That's not what he's saying, Skip. He's saying that at some point in time, we need a guy that when Kyrie goes out, and if I need to take a break, we need a guy that can run the offense and can go make plays, not only for himself, but can get the offense going for other guys. There's no problem with that. Skip,
okay.
Why do you have a problem with what he said and not a problem with what Golden State did?
I told you before, and Chris Broussard agreed with me, this is the biggest cakewalk in the Eastern Conference in all my years of covering the NBA dating to 1975. I've never seen it this week. It is no contest for LeBron and company, whatever, top-heavy Cavs. They're going to get back to the finals.
He's not worried about Toronto in the East.
Whose fault was it that through the month of January, do you realize LeBron James he tied for the most minutes played in the month of January?
Yes.
Wow, with Karl Anthony Towns, who's 21 years of age?
Right.
Well, what is he doing? Who coaches the Cavs? LeBron does. He can tell Ty.
Give the man credit,
No, but it's up to LeBron can tell Ty, I need a breather, I need a break, I need a blow, take me out, hold me down to 32 minutes tonight. I mean, Pop does it every night, and LeBron's in awe of Pop. So why wouldn't he coach himself into fewer minutes? What's he doing? What's the point? All that matters to this team.
To win games. That's
okay,
still the point.
but June is all that matters, or May. Whenever mid-April, whenever it kicks up, whenever it's time to start making playoff games, winning playoff games. Right. That's when LeBron's minutes should go up to 35, 38, 40 a night.
Do you actually think he wants to be playing 38 and a half minutes a night?
Well, what's the point? Why is he?
Because
they're fine. They're now 3 games up on Toronto.
Skip, they still need to win games. Normally, LeBron would play the first 8 minutes. He would come sit out 4 minutes of the first period. Mm-hmm. He would start the second. He'd come back in the second. He'd get a little break midway through. He normally plays between 16 to 18 minutes in the first half. Well, now, because they're behind or they're in neck and neck in ball games, he's playing more in the third because normally he can't get his break now in the third.
Okay, but they're in a stretch of playing 9 straight Western Conference opponents, and it's going to end tonight with Sacramento in Cleveland, and then you get back to playing the East, right?
Yeah.
So why would you shame your teammates? And I told you yesterday he's been showing them up on the floor, which really drives me crazy because he's too good for that.
No,
but
he's not.
Do you realize the message he just sent to everybody except Kyrie and Kevin Love? You ain't nothing. You guys aren't good enough. And that's remember, that's Tristan Thompson. I have a lot of respect for Tristan Thompson. I'd want him on my team. Nobody attacks the glass more than he does. And what about Shumpert? And what about Richard Jefferson? And I can go down the roster. I can go all the way down to Liggins and Kay Felder. They're just shamed. It's like he's sending a message to the locker room. You guys are nothing. I can't win with you guys. You're not good enough. I need more help. And you're going to alienate. You're risking losing that locker room at some crucial point later in the year. You're alienating. You're offending. Deep down, they're not going to say it because he is LeBron James. He is the king, and you can't take him on publicly. But trust me, there are a few grumbles and whispers out of the sides of mouths in that locker room right now.
All he said is that we're a top-heavy basketball team. We need a playmaker. When Kyrie or myself go to the bench, sometimes I would like for Kyrie and I both to be on the bench simultaneous. We need someone that can go get their own shot, but can also initiate the offense so the offense continue to flow smoothly, although Kyrie and myself are not in the ballgame. Skip, when you're satisfied as a person, you're through as an individual. LeBron James understands that. He's not worried about, forget the cakewalk East. Everything he does is about San Antonio and the Golden State Warriors.
Every time I see Kay Felder play, I say, you know what? That kid's got some game. The Spurs last night, they're playing high minutes. A kid out of the University of Washington, picked late in the first round, a rookie, DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
He's playing high minutes. He was really good last night, and Pop's just throwing him out there because he really doesn't have any choice right now without Tony Parker. So what's the problem here? Why is LeBron complaining? The Spurs aren't complaining about having
because the Spurs run a different
starters.
type offense. The Cleveland's offense is really predicated. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving are the only two guys that can go get their own shot. They're also really the only two guys that they have two guys that average 2 assists or more a game. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs have 7. Golden State has 7. So basically, they have no one that can go get their own shot, but they also have no one outside of those two guys that can help someone else get their shot.
Because they miss Dellavedova, who people that I used to debate on the other show, they used to just laugh at him, scoff at him. Oh, now you miss Dellavedova. Wow. Okay.
But Skip, it's still the fact of the matter is everything is based on Golden State and San Antonio. And they need someone that can go get their own shot and can initiate the offense. No matter what you think about someone else, no matter what you thought about Dellavedova, he was an adequate replacement when Kyrie Irving went to the bench, and he also played very good defense. So that's where they are right now.
Okay.
Skip, there's nothing wrong with what he said.
So let me make a Super Bowl analogy for you. You know who really deserves to complain about having a lack of help right now? The biggest name in sports at this moment deserves to complain, and you won't hear a peep out of him. And his name is Tom Brady.
What is he complaining
Tom Brady deserves to complain far more than LeBron with Kyrie and Kevin Love. Look, Tom Brady did have a Kyrie, and his name was Rob Gronkowski, and he ain't there anymore. And what did you hear any complaints from Tom Brady about it?
Even though he had a Rob Gronkowski, what did they do in the offseason? They went and signed Martellus Bennett. What did they also do? They went and signed Chris Hogan. What did they also do?
These are just guys you're talking about to me.
To
They're
you,
just guys.
To you, because the understanding and the inner workings of how a football team work, that works well. They also paid a king's ransom to get Dante Scarnecchia out of retirement, the offensive line coach. So you keep talking about, oh, Tom Brady but what did Bill Belichick do? Tom Brady didn't say it, but he went and got him help. So you upset because LeBron said it.
No,
other teams can go do it.
Do you remember 2 years ago, Monday night, I think it was late in September, early October, Tom Brady and company at Kansas City and got shellacked 41-14 on Monday Night Football.
Yes.
All the commentators after the game said, that's it for Tom Brady. He's through. He's washed up. And he doesn't have enough help.
You should stop listening to the sound.
Did you, oh yeah, good. Did you hear any sound out of Tom Brady after that game? Did he throw a profane fit in the locker room about, they got to go get me some help. I'm top heavy here. It's just me against the world.
Okay, well, why did they sign Martellus Bennett? Why did they go sign Chris Hogan? And why did they lure Dante Scarnecchia out of retirement? If Tom Brady didn't need any help because they got their head split in Mile High in Denver.
How much help is Chris Hogan? Buffalo didn't even want him. A team you own in your division just said, we don't need him.
Skip, think about it. And he had the biggest postseason career day in New England Patriots history.
Thanks to Tom Brady, he did.
It doesn't matter who it was thanks to, Skip.
Yep. Hey, does Tom complain at all? I don't have enough help.
So,
I need some dominant defenders on the other side of the ball. There's nobody who's going to shake you up and change your game plan on the other side, right?
See.
We got to block who? Nobody.
See, this is what you do. See, you look at it, if it's not a name, it can't work. With no names, on that defense, they finished #1 in scoring defense. That tells you something, Skip. See, you're upset because LeBron said it. Golden State went out and did it. Tom Brady the New England Patriots, Coach Belichick went out and got him help.
I don't think Golden State went out and did it. I think Kevin Durant came to them and said, would you take me? Am I right? And they said, you know what? We should do that. We should close our eyes and plunge and tear up our team.
They could have said no.
They could have.
Okay, why didn't they?
Well, because he's top, 5 player. I told you he's a complimentary star. He's not that guy. He's not the takeover guy. He's not the guy who's going to make the Kyrie shot.
Skip, you need to stop. You need to really, really stop talking about the man as a compliment. The man is a top 2 player in all of basketball.
Yeah, look what's been happening to him when they try to go to him late in games. He's not going to make those shots. So he's not Kyrie. He's not built the way Kyrie is. He doesn't have Kyrie's intangibles. LeBron's got Kyrie.
I don't care who, if you combine Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Jerry West, all the greats, every last second shot that they shot, they didn't make. You're probably going to miss more than you're going to make, but you build your name, you build your reputation on being able to, and being willing not only to take, but to make those shots. You have a problem with LeBron James said,
But wait, you seem to lose sight of the fact LeBron beat that team. He beat it full strength, right? He beat it without Kyle Korver on Christmas Day. It was only 1 month ago from today.
That was one game.
Well,
a series are based on you got to win 4 games.
And every time I say Draymond got suspended, you say, what did that matter? LeBron went for 40 and whatever he went for. So isn't he that? If he's that guy, what's he need help for?
Well, if you didn't have Kevin Durant, LeBron will split their head again. And then now guess what? He's going to split their head again with Kevin Durant.
Okay.
But don't.
There you go. You just made my case.
Because David Griffin's going to get him another piece.
You know what he'll probably do? They'll probably land Chris Paul at the trade deadline.
Worry about it.
Yeah, they will. They will. You'll say,
Paul.
how did he do that? He picked up the phone. LeBron didn't call the commissioner. I need help, man.
Might get D Wade or Carmelo. But you need to stop though, because here's the thing.
He needs Chris Paul. That's who he needs.
And a lot of other people undervalue the Patriots receiver and just the impact that they have. Just because they're not Julio Jones doesn't mean they're not any good, Skip Bayless. Because if you base that on your premise, if you're not Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, the other 20, 30 other starting quarterbacks are not very good.
Okay, but every time during the year I brought up Julian Edelman, you said, he tries hard, he fights, he's got some guts. He's not the most talented guy.
He's great for them. It takes a special kind of person to play for the New England Patriots. As Ocho Cinco, can everybody that has an ego that's ultra talented, can they play for them?
Couldn't make it. He didn't contribute.
Exactly.
Okay? So no talented receivers. If you look over the years, he's made something out of nothing year after year. A bunch of no-name receivers. He had one for about a minute. He had a Randy Moss, and for a while he's had Gronkowski. That's it.
You don't make it to the NFL where there's 1,700 players out of 7 billion people without being talented.
Okay, if Tom Brady had Matt Ryan's receiving core, it would have been 07 all over again.
If Matt Ryan had Bill Belichick and that number 1 scoring defense, woo!
Yeah.
LeBron,
this is the least amount of pressure that LeBron's ever had on it in his career, coming off of that championship in Cleveland.
When you're great, there's always pressure.
The least amount of pressure that he's had on him.
He still thinks he can catch Jordan, which is just delusional. It's delusional.
So there's no pressure on Tom Brady.
Of course there's pressure on Tom Brady.
Okay, then. There's pressure on
but
LeBron James.
He just brought a championship to Cleveland. It's the least amount of pressure on LeBron. It feels a little bit like an early season excuse plant.
No.
That's what it feels like.
Joy,
it's a little excuse seed.
I hope one of the butterflies fly off, and when you come back,
I didn't have enough help. That's why I couldn't beat the Warriors. Anyway, Skip is going to talk more about LeBron on Facebook Live on his Facebook page at 6:30 Eastern tonight.
Yes.